Hi everybody, I'm Bill Keller. I'm a Platinum Executive with Thrive Life, and you know a lot of our downline team have been asking me a lot of questions about how to market Thrive on their Facebook page. Well, Elizabeth and I do quite well with marketing on YouTube, as you probably know, but we know nothing about marketing on Facebook. We do okay with running our Facebook consultant group, but as far as actually marketing on Facebook, we've never done it. So I thought I would defer to someone who knows more about it. So what you are about to see here is a Facebook live video training that was done by Jeff and Lisa Warnick. They are Platinum Executives way up in our upline. This was done on their Facebook group page, and it talks about how to market on Facebook. And they got a lot of great stuff here that I didn't know anything about. So hopefully you can learn along with me of how to market on Facebook. So here you go, Jeff and Lisa Warnick.
Well, we're excited to talk about Facebook today. It is a subject that a lot of us non-techies know nothing about. So this is going to be a conversation between Jeff and I, because I get to ask all the questions that maybe you would ask. But for the last few months, we've had an opportunity to engage in Facebook and to try to broaden our reach. And some of the ways that we've done that is by commenting on people's things and making more friends. And so it's overall been a really good experience. Lots of people will not comment, but when they see you in person, then they say, hey, I saw your video and you were using freeze-dried onions. Can you tell me more about that? So I thought that was, it was a really good experience. So we just want to show you or tell you how you can really ramp up on the Facebook so that when we launch this new referral program, you can hit the ground running.
Yeah. So the referral program we mentioned last week, and if you were at leadership, you heard about it, will be where there will be like a graphic you can share, on Facebook or other social media, and then a link with a coupon code. So someone will be able to click that link, go to your website and order, and they will get, if they're a first-time customer, they'll get 20% off, and then you as the consultant will get your regular commission, plus you'll get 10% of the order in host benefits, or what we're now calling fan perks. You can also give a graphic and a coupon code to anyone, a customer or a friend or family, and they can share it. And then if someone goes in and clicks and orders, the person ordering, if they're a first-time customer, will get 20% off again. But the person who shared that link will get 10% in fan perks.
Right.
Okay, and you as the consultant will get the commission. So this, we think, will be a huge way to broaden our reach. It will, rather than only reaching people who or attend a live tasting or maybe on social media, now all of a sudden friends of friends of friends, and everybody on Facebook has 300 to 500 or 1,000 friends. Imagine when they share and then their friends share, and that starts exploding. It will allow us to reach many, many more people. So I think one of the best ways to share this new referral program will be through Facebook. It's not going to be out for about 2 to 3 months. It's being programmed. It's going to take a little bit of time. We want to do it right. But it's really important that you start now to broaden your reach, because if you start in 3 months when that launches, you're not going to reach very many people. So start now to expand and get people interested, so when that program launches, you will hit the ground running.
Yep.
Okay, so we said we were going to share with you a lot of insight on Facebook and how to broaden your reach. I don't know if you heard in the news recently, but back on January 11th, the president and founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, announced that they were going to be making the biggest changes to the Facebook algorithm that they've ever made. And the algorithm is just the computer system, the way that it kind of scores posts to decide what to show in news feeds. So there's always been kind of a way that people tweak things that they do on Facebook to try to increase their the algorithm, or to take advantage of the algorithm, right? But nobody knows exactly what the algorithm is, but there's a lot of things floating around out there that are supposed to help your ranking. Well, we're going to kind of break this down and share with you the changes that they're making. So Lisa, let's start out by, why don't you read the statement that Mark Zuckerberg gave back on February 11th.
This was January 11th.
January 11th, right. Wouldn't be back on February 11th, right?
So he says, we've gotten feedback from our community that public content, posts from businesses, brands, which is Thrive Life, and media, is crowding out personal moments. Based on this, we're making a major change to how we build Facebook. I'm changing the goal I give our product team from focusing on helping you find relevant content to helping you have more meaningful social interactions.
Okay, so just break that down a little bit. So they're going to, people are saying they're getting too many posts, filling their news feed from news media, just advertisements, brands, any brand. So when you're posting and you're talking specifically about Thrive, that would be a brand. So they're hearing from people, people are getting too many posts like that. So the focus is going to move away from helping people find relevant information to helping them have meaningful social interaction, right? So that was Mark Zuckerberg's statement. The head of newsfeed at Facebook, the guy that's in charge of all of the newsfeed program and programming, his name's Adam Mosseri. These are some things that he has said they're going to be changed or take priority going forward. Number one, he says we'll show fewer posts and video from outside sources.
So what's an outside source?
So an outside source would be if you put a link to a YouTube video, and so the YouTube video shows up on your Facebook feed, or a tasty video, or even if you just put a link, hey, check out my monthly specials, and you put a link to that in your post, they're going to show fewer of those in the news feed. So if you link to an outside source, fewer, it's going to be demoted. So your posts are either promoted or demoted. So they'll be demoted if they have links to outside sources. Number two, now there was a question about this. Somebody posted a little while ago, should I do a page? Should I use a group? Should I use my personal news feed? Well, here's what Adam Mosseri said about pages. He said pages may see their traffic decrease. And when they announced this, Facebook stock took a dive because they thought, well, this is going to hurt businesses who are on Facebook and advertising. It'll probably affect Facebook's advertising income. But what Mark Zuckerberg has said is they're not worried about that in the short run. They want to, in the long run, create a great user experience. So they're okay if advertising decreases, if page views decrease.
So you're talking like business pages,
or even if you as a Thrive Life consultant have a Facebook page for your business, those will be shown much less.
So is groups the way to go?
Yes, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the way you want to do it is through your personal account, and groups is going to be much better than using a page. Now we have a page and we have a couple thousand people on it, and so we're not going to just abandon it. We'll continue to post things there, but honestly, we have I think 1,900 people on our Facebook page last time I counted, and when I do a post, maybe 15 or 20 people see it. They just don't show it now, and so imagine they say it's going to decrease. So if you don't have them, don't go the page route. Go the personal route, and then we're going to talk a little bit later about the groups. Okay? Let's see. He said that changes are already happening. They've been happening for several months and will continue to happen over the next few months. So some of these changes are already taking place, but what I've heard is that starting in February is when you're really going to start seeing this make a difference in what you see in the newsfeed. Number 4, posts that link to outside websites will be shown less. I think I already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Number 5, Facebook will promote posts that spark meaningful interaction between people. We're going to be weighing long comments over short comments. So gone are the days when you do a post to just get yes and no answers, or those posts where you say, hey, type in the year you were born and post the GIF that comes up. Those are not going to be given weight. And they won't be promoted in the new Facebook algorithm. So you want to learn or develop comments or posts that will get people talking and interacting and posting.
Is that
long
talking
comments.
just with you, or is that talking in the group?
So you want them to both interact with you and the group.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what they say about it. They said passive experience content will be less prominent than interactive content. Hey, what does that mean?
Passive experience content will be less promoted than interactive content. So it just means that the passive content, like put your GIF in for your birthday or whatever, so they're really promoting interaction with a group of people.
Right. So if you're posting things that don't create interaction, for example, a big thing on Facebook right now is posting memes. What's a meme? You know what a meme is?
Is a little silly kind of thing, like cartoon character with a little like quote after it, right?
Yeah, pictures with quotes in them. Those don't really create a lot of interaction by themselves. Now you could ask a question, or you could put something that does generate interaction, but if you just post a meme or a GIF or something like that, it's not creating interaction. It's not going to be promoted. Another one is short little videos, like they gave the example of like tasty videos. We all like to watch them, but they're very passive. Very few people comment on them.
That's
very
true.
few people actually go and make the recipes. And so things like that aren't going to be real prominent. So what are some steps we can take to start to adapt to these changes? Number 1, remember it's quality over quantity. Okay, so the quality of your posts is going to be very, very important. Just when we started 4 or 5 months ago, really pushing our Facebook message out to our customers and friends and family, I did a lot of research, and back then it was like frequency. You've got to be posting 3 to 5 times a day in order to get people seeing your posts. Well, that's changing.
Good.
So it's not about, and it was hard.
It was very hard.
We would post, trying to come up with something 3 to 5 times a day, and then trying to get people to comment and then commenting back. It was like a full-time job. Trying to keep up with all these comments. It was really hard. So I am very happy to hear that they're all about quality now. So it doesn't matter really how frequently you post. You could post once a week, once a day, every 3 or 4 days. The important thing is you want quality posts that are going to invite interaction between you, the poster, and between the other people that are commenting. Okay?
And I think we can help each other out by commenting on different posts that our Thrive Life consultants, if you're in that group, comment and make it, meaningful, so that their algorithm goes up.
Yeah.
So I think that
help each other, because typically we're not competing with the other consultants for customers, right? We all have our own circle of friends.
Yeah.
So help that person reach more of their friends, and hopefully other consultants will help you reach more of your friends just by commenting. And remember, the longer the comment, the higher the ranking. So not just little one-word answers, but try to promote longer comments.
Okay.
Let's see. Post.
I think we went
over that. We talked about memes. Comments are much more valuable than likes. It's great to get likes and everything, but the thing they're going to be using to rank your post are the comments. So it's so important to really come up with good posts that will invite and get comments. But you can't say
comment.
Yep.
But you'll get to that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So use Facebook Live. I know there is a big fear of doing Facebook Live, but honestly, once you do a couple, it's like you're just talking into your phone and you kind of get over it. So really ramp up that Facebook Live. As we started to do it, we really notice a difference in our reach. We have about 6 times the reach that we do on Facebook Live versus a post.
Right. Well, it's not just us. That's a number from Facebook. Is they will if you do a Facebook Live, it will reach 6 times as many people as if you just do a regular post.
Right.
And like Lisa said, we've seen that. We started doing Facebook Lives regularly I think it was early November, late October, early November. And we would do a Facebook Live, and within a day or two, we would have anywhere from 300 to 700 views on that video. If we do it, we post a picture, even of our darling grandchildren, maybe 15, 20, 30 people comment, and I don't know how many people see it, but maybe 30, 50.
Yeah.
Just not that many people see it. But you do a video, they show it to everyone in your circle. Okay, so that's very important. And like Lisa said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be real. You don't need to worry about your kitchen being perfect, your hair being perfect, any of that stuff. You just got to get on there and talk. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel. It doesn't matter if you mess up. We've messed up many times, even messed up recipes, put in the wrong thing.
The dog has been back in the pantry, and we've had people comment, your dog is in the pantry.
Yeah, none of that matters. You just got to get on and do it. And the more you do it, the more you'll feel comfortable with it.
Why don't you talk about avoid engagement baiting? Because I have no idea what that is.
Engagement baiting. What do you think that is?
It doesn't sound good.
So it's begging people to make comments. Now, in the text of a post, you never want to ask people for likes or comments or shares. If you do that, Facebook is going to demote your post. Now, the one exception to that is in live videos. They're not looking at what you're saying in the video. You can say that in the video. So in the video, it's very important to say, hey, if you like this video, make sure to like it and comment on it, and we invite you to share it with your friends, and invite conversation. So in videos, that's fine to do, but do not type that in, hey, please comment, or if you ask for comments, that post is dead. Okay, dead to Facebook. Let's see what else. So I was listening to a podcast, and the guy said it like this. He says, in the past, we've thought about Facebook as a stage that we broadcast from, but going forward, it's going to be more like a coffee table that we gather around and have discussions. Okay? So think of it like that. Facebook is just a table or a coffee table or something where you just gather around and have a discussion with friends. Not just you talking to the people posting, but then other people at the table, or other people that are commenting, interacting with each other and with you. That's the goal. That's what you're trying to do in order to expand your reach. So how does all this relate to your Thrive Life business? Okay, the first one, we had a question. I just wanted to hit on that first earlier. What should kind of the ratio or the balance be between personal posts and businessy posts? Well, you want to try and keep everything sounding more personal. You don't want to post things like, hey, here's our monthly specials, go to my website and look at them. You want them all to seem like personal posts. Hey, I'm making dinner tonight, I'm using a simple plate. Hey, take a look at how I'm doing this. So as far as Facebook goes, it doesn't matter. But as far as your friends go, it's important not to just bombard them with constant thrive, because pretty soon they're just going to get tired of it, right? So
somebody told me one time, they said, what if every time you saw a friend, you said, hey, I've got this sales going on? They would not become they would leave you as a friend. And it's kind of like Facebook. Yep. You want to talk about interesting, engaging, educational things versus sales.
Right. But I think the main point is, I would go with about a 5-to-1 ratio. 5 personal posts for every 1 Thrive post. So, if you're posting something every day or two, maybe it's once a week as Thrive, and the other ones are about your kids or your grandkids or your family or your vacation or, whatever else it is. Lifestyle, yeah, exactly. Lifestyle posts.
So I think we talked
about Facebook Live is, again, it's the number one way to reach people. Like we said, we get 300 to 600 views of a video, and 20 or 30 or 50 views on a regular post. So why don't you, now we're going to talk a little bit about groups, Facebook groups. And Melissa Straight and Melissa Collier down in Texas came up with this. I don't know if they're the first consultants to do it, but the first ones I'm familiar with. And they're having huge success with a Facebook group for their customers and prospective customers. So why don't you we were in Aruba when you just went up to Melissa Straight and said, okay, you got to tell me what you're doing. I know this is working. Tell me about it.
And she was so gracious to just tell me that they funnel all of their first level consultants and their customers into this group. And the content is just really just showing them how to cook with the product. So it could be prospective customers as well as customers that are already getting a delivery. They have consultants in there, but they manage who posts what. And so it's very controlled that way. But they just like to educate their customers.
And most of it is with live video.
Yeah.
They just get on there, hey, tonight I'm cooking this for dinner. Hey, I did this for lunch, right?
Yeah, totally. And let's see.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think I already said that, but it's not only customers, but it's prospective customers.
Yeah, I think important thing to note, it's not salesy.
Yeah.
It's educational, it's informational, it's tips, it's just product spotlights. Hey, here's our onions. Here's how you use our onions.
Right.
And then the thing to understand, what I was like, well, how are multiple consultants using one Facebook group? You know, what happens when they go to purchase something? Are they confused? Well, these are customers or prospective customers. Anybody that you invite into this group, you should put into your back office,
their name.
Sign them up as a in your back office. What is that? Even if they're prospective, even if they have an order, but if they're a friend of yours and you're inviting them to your Facebook group, put them in your back office to tie them to you. Then let's just say we have a Facebook group, which we do. With our and we have several of our first level team is also on that group. Well, if they're all tied to us individually as consultants, if somebody sees something they like, oh, I really liked how they cooked with those onions, I'm going to go order those. They're already tied to, whoever their consultant is if they go to order. So you don't have to worry about trying to say, now if you go to order, make sure that if you're Melissa's customer, you order from Melissa. It's already done in the back office.
It's already done in the back office.
So that's a great thing about groups. The other thing about groups is Facebook shows the groups to a lot more people than pages. When you're in a group, you get notified almost every time someone posts in that group. And so you have a much higher reach than you do if you use a page. Okay. Now the way, let's talk about our group a little bit.
Yeah, our group is called Thrive to the Rescue. And you can go in there, you can join, you can have your customers join.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
You don't want to have your customers join. You want to do your own.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
That's
so
right.
what we'd like to invite you to do is join our group, Thrive to the Rescue.
Right.
Just to see what we're doing. Okay, then you go out and do your own if you're not already, and form one with your group. So ours is for us and our first level consultants who don't want to do their own. Okay? But you're welcome to just go in there and just observe and see what we're doing. So
right.
That's it.
So Francesca's asking, closed group meaning private?
Yeah, we do a private group. Yeah, I don't know if it matters. I'm not that up on that, but we did a private one, so we either add everyone or invite them to join.
Right. So the whole point in our Thrive to the Rescue is for our first level, but we want you to duplicate that. So a lot of consultants will say, hey, can I join? And then we really want you to go off and do your own thing because you probably have better ideas than us.
Well, the other thing is you don't want it to be such a big group with so many consultants. You want them to know. So if let's just say it's you and 4 or 5 or 8 of your team members who are doing it, they get to see the same people posting, every week, and they get to know you and develop a relationship. Where if you've got 50 consultants posting stuff, the message may be mixed, and they're seeing different people, and they're not developing that relationship. So we'd encourage you to keep your group fairly tight with your team.
So I want you to talk about this doing the Facebook Live on your personal feed.
So here's how we did it. So we started the Facebook group, I think it was maybe first part of December. And what we do because we had no one in the group when we started, is we do the Facebook Live on our personal feed. And then once it's done and posted, then we share that post into the group. Okay? And so then it's also seen in the group. When we get our following up and we have lots of customers and prospective customers that are in there, we'll probably originate more of our Facebook Lives from within the group. But for now, we are doing all of Facebook Lives on our personal feed and then sharing it into the group.
And the most important thing is to be consistent. Set a day and a time that your customers know, hey, Lisa's going to be on Tuesdays at 12.
Yeah.
So that they can share with their friends or talk to their friends and say, I know she's going to be on this day and this time. And that really makes for consistency, and you'll have more views that way too if they know that you're on and they're able to watch at that time.
Yep. And you can, ahead of time, like we did on this video, say, hey, we're going live in a couple hours or at 2 o'clock. You don't have to do that because people start getting notified, hey, Lisa's live right now. But at least some of the time, it's nice to let people know ahead of time. They're also all recorded so that people would be able to see them after. But some people like to be able to get on when it's live. So we were really good about this up until the first part of January. And then we got really busy getting ready for leadership. Since we came home, we've been busy and it's probably been 2.5 or 3 weeks since we posted anything live to our customers and prospective customers. And it's because we didn't have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
And so we just decided, you know what? Every Tuesday afternoon is when we're going to do our live.
Yep.
That's what. If we do any on top of that, that'll be icing on the cake.
Yep.
But for sure, every Tuesday afternoon. Just like we've decided with our team, we're going to do every Monday, 2 o'clock is when we do our Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So we found for us, and I think most people will find this, that if you schedule a time, day and time you're going to do it, you'll be much more consistent about it.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we've covered everything.
Yeah, I think
we have, yeah. So in your Facebook Lives, like I said earlier, if you in the comments or in a text of a post ask for comments and shares, you're going to be demoted. But in a video you can. So in every video there's like 3 things that you want to make sure to do. Ask people to comment. Ask people to share your video if they like it. Say, hey, if you like what I'm doing here, share it with your friends. We'd love to have them see what we're doing. And then invite interaction. So not just say, hey, please comment below, but ask them to
ask questions that are engaging.
To ask questions, or you ask questions to them that will engage them. And then before we move on to a little bit more on that, invite them to join your private group. So we always say, hey, if you like this video, we post all of our content in our Facebook group, which is called Thrive to the Rescue. So we're going to put a link in that group in the post, and you can just click on that and go over, join our group, and you'll be able to see all the content, all the videos that we do. So we always say that in every video.
Yeah.
But so here's kind of why don't you say give some examples of questions or things you can say to get people to interact more.
So one of the things that I use is I just pick out a product that I'm using and just say, have you used the Thrive onions? Do you know the magic of Thrive onions? I haven't chopped an onion in 8 years, and I plan to never go back. You will have that same experience. Now I want to know how many of you have used the Thrive onions. What would you like to see me cook with? I love this recipe, but what do you love? Get them to share more about what they love, their favorite product and why it's so magic to them.
Yeah, ask them how are you using our mushrooms? What recipes have you used them in? Things that will get them to do longer comment, not just a yes or no answer.
Right. And I think people are really creative with our product. Like, for instance, somebody came up with like half brownie, half macaroon, delightful little things. I mean, I wouldn't have ever thought to put those things together and make a cute little cookie, but some of that creative stuff, I love to hear about that kind of stuff. So I always ask, hey, what do you develop or cook with that would make a great product? And there's so many of you out there that use it in such a creative way when you're cooking. I love to hear that feedback.
Yep. So just to kind of wrap everything up, hey, Melissa, hopefully I didn't say anything wrong about the Facebook group. Melissa's the expert about it. We're a little intimidated.
She's the pioneer girl.
Intimidated that she's watching this and critiquing us. But No, we really appreciate what Melissa has shared. And she did a Facebook Live with Jason Norton maybe a month or so ago, where she talked in a lot more detail about the groups. So I would encourage you to go back to the consultant Facebook group and find that and watch it, because she's the expert on it. So in closing, to wrap it all up, meaningful posts, that's the important thing. Less is more. The frequency isn't as important as what you post.
The content is
really put some thought into questions you can ask to get people interacting with you and with each other. Number 2, create content that gets people interacting with each other, kind of what I just said. Number 3, get your live video game on. People don't like to do it, but you just got to do it. You have to. If you want to expand your reach, you've got to do video, and I would say do it at least once a week.
And don't you think, like, if you're doing a product video, Jeff, the shorter, the sweeter, the better?
Yeah.
Like, if it goes on and on and on, nobody's going to watch that. So just make them short and sweet, and just simple little recipes where you've got all your stuff lined up and it's just boom, boom, boom. Here you go.
So Chef Todd says something called mise en place. And that's in French, and that's probably really bad French, but it means everything in its place. So get everything arranged in the order you're going to use it, so you're not having to look at a recipe and just say, okay, I'm putting this in, I'm putting this in, I'm putting this in, and talk about it. But Melissa Collier at Leadership said that, I think she said her Facebook Live, she tries to keep them to about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's
Sometimes
perfect.
she goes a little bit longer, but that's where you want to try and keep them. In order to do that, what we do is we have everything arranged ahead of time. We cook the food, we tell them what we're making, and then we cut it off. We don't sit there and let it cook and then serve it up. What we do is we show them how to make it. We say, now I'm just going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes so it'll be ready to go. And then when it's done, we take a picture of it and we put that in the comment section so they can see a picture of the final post or the final product. You don't have to do that every day, but it's a nice little touch. And every once in a while, you can include the recipe. You don't have to do it every time.
Yeah.
But those are all little things you can add.
Well, I hope that was helpful to you. It certainly was to me. I learned quite a few things that I didn't know about Facebook, especially about the algorithms and all that kind of stuff. I also had never thought of the idea of having a Facebook group for customers to share recipes. That's a new concept to me. Interesting. I'll have to think more about that one. So, like I said, I hope you found this helpful, and if you're on my team and you're looking at this and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do that so you can see the rest of the training videos as they come up. And you have a blessed day.